Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Captain America, issue number 13. Listen, man, in case I forget to put the warning up on front, this is going to be a political review, okay? We talk about my particular politics on this. By the way, the gist of my particular politics are whoever you support probably belongs in jail. Yeah, that's right. I am not a Republican anymore. I am not a left-winger or whatever, okay? Not any of that nonsense. I'm an independent. I am myself. I am my person. And I believe that most politicians belong in jail. They should go before the Hague. They should have all sorts of crimes on them because they're freaking terrible human beings. Disgusting, terrible human beings, okay? Pretty much all of them. Anyway, that being said, if you're of the particular, I don't know, snowflakey nature and you don't like other people's political conversations, my recommendation is go someplace a little bit more northern in climate there, Snowflake, because yeah, it's going to get hot in here. So yeah, if you don't like people's conversations on politics that don't match your own, good chance you're not going to want to be here. So let's get talking about who made this comic book, and then the snowflake stomping will begin. All right. Legend of Steve, Part 1 by Ta-Nehisi Coates and Jason Masters and Sean Isaacs. The color artist is Matt Mila. The letterer is VC's Joe Caramagna. On cover, Alex freaking Ross. Variant covers. One by Pat Zurcher and Edgar Delgado, another one by Emma Lupacino and David Curiel with Mike McCone and Edgar Delgado. Carlos Lau did the graphic design, and Stanley had nothing to do with the creation of Captain America. Sorry. Joe Simon and Jack freaking Kirby. Okay, let's get started. This whole Gaia 1 and Hera 2 and Kiss My Butt 3, I've already mentioned that in the previous review, or maybe the one before that, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't make sense to have a freaking name and a different nomenclature number as well. It doesn't make sense, especially if you're going to go and reveal who's talking to who. Maybe it was an accidental hint that she went and said, you know, to us, the fans, when she went and said, hey, Aunt Peggy, such and such and such. Like, I'm sorry, Shannon Carter's talking to her Aunt Peggy? Her Aunt Peggy Carter? Really? So that means she's still alive? Like, what's going on here? Reincarnated, perhaps? Anyway, all of it. Bull. Don't care. Don't care. I don't want to hear about that nonsense. If it is actually Aunt Peggy reincarnated, cool, let's have that conversation because that sounds pretty interesting. But otherwise, if that's just a mistake, I gotta say, it's a dumb way to do that. Because if you've got like a nomenclature and you've got a freaking code name and all this nonsense together, and you go and say, hey, Aunt Peggy, 1, I know who you're talking about. 2, you said Aunt, now I know who you are. So the whole thing, stupid. Absolutely stupid. This is coming from 6-year U.S. Army infantry veteran. So yeah, don't want to hear it. That whole thing is stupid. That being said, Steve Rogers about to stab somebody, throw a knife into a Watchman. Watchmen are horrible, terrible creatures. We already know this. It didn't take Steve Rogers for us to know who that was. It was John Walker who taught us that the Watchmen were freaking terrorist group. They're neo-Nazi jackasses and they're scum. We knew about this in the freaking 80s and the 90s. We know this. But throwing a knife at one of these guys instead of using your photonic shield that always comes back to you, come on, bruh. We could have done better than this. Anyway, yeah, don't like it. I just don't like it. All that being said, a good thing that guy was able to teleport away to safety, right? What else didn't I like about this comic book? I love the art. Look, guys, 2 different artists, like main artists in this book, besides getting into the colors, which the colors are popping too. Matt Mila needs some credit thrown his way too. But let me show you something here. Let me show you this one page right here. Look at this, up close, this one panel. Blah, 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 a bunch of things happening, blah, 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 right? No. You want to really know how effective this panel is? Now what do you see when you look at that panel? A goddamn light in the darkness. And that's what Steve Rogers is supposed to be. And that's perfect. It doesn't get any better than that. I know Sean Isaacs' work on this. I know Sean Isaacs' work. Jason Masters I may not be as familiar with, but yeah. This is, I've talked to Sean Isaacs a few times on Twitter and DM. Really good, down-to-earth human being. Good freaking head on his shoulders. Masters, I'm not entirely sure, but his art, all of this, freaking perfect. Just that, to me, can't be argued with. Wow. And so worthy having, just like Joe Bennett in Immortal Hulk, these 2 books are so worthy. The art inside, for having Alex Ross do the covers. Wow. Like freaking wow. The writing in here, however, look, I was just talking to Jim Zub and Heather Antos. They were both sitting together at Fan Expo Canada. It was a great conversation between these two. And Captain America did come up. I've been saying I thought it was a really good comic book. At the same time, I am also biased. As I pointed out, Captain America is my favorite comic book character. He's one of the main reasons why I chose to join the Army when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I signed up when I was 17. I needed my mommy to sign in that I'm okay to join the military. And despite how well I did on the ASVABs, I wanted to be an infantry soldier. I wanted to be frontline because I heard all about the whole, 2 years prior, the wow, so important to me now. Desert Storm, the Desert Shield thing. I was just like, psh, there was a commercial on TV, or excuse me, on the radio about, we're this and we're peaceful and we're that and we're all these amazing things. We're America. But if Saddam Hussein wants to mess with us, we will kick your ass. I was like, yeah, I'm going to join the military. And I did. Took 2 years, 3 years, whatever it was. But I joined. Kept true to my word. I knew I was going to be in the military pretty much my entire stint in high school, at the very least in the final 2 years I was in. All that being said, this here, I think that maybe ta-Nehisi should have considered joining the military to understand just how wrong all of this is. Guys, the Captain America who made me want to join the military because I bought into the hype of what America stood for, and most of it was hype, unfortunately. I grew up to realize that it's all a bunch of extremely rich people bribing politicians and then sending us poor Americans in to go and fight their wars for them. It's disgusting, and those people should be put in prison too. I think there should be a lot of people put in prison, and none of them have to do with drug use. None of them. This version of Captain America, man. When Captain America is being told what to do, and he actually acknowledges as much. Well, listen, I don't know what I'm doing here, so, you daughters of liberty, you tell me what I'm doing. What am I doing next? I don't know what's going on here. Sorry. Look, I think pretty much everybody has acknowledged that Captain America is the greatest leader in comic books, and that includes with Batman, too. Like, Batman being in charge of the Justice League sometimes, he doesn't actually have their trust, and it's more of a tentative thing that he's in charge. No, a lot of times he doesn't belong in charge, but they put him in charge because, reasons. Captain America, there's never a doubt that he should be in charge, because people follow him. You always know which side is the right side by where Captain America is. If you're on the opposite side of where Captain America is, you know that you're wrong. You know you're wrong. And here, Captain America is so damn incompetent. He's got these people telling him, I don't care if they're women, I don't care if they're minorities as being women or minorities by being different races, or ethnicities or religions or anything involved here. I just don't care. It's the idea of anybody telling Steve Rogers, well, you don't know what you're doing, so how about this is what you're going to do instead. People talking to him the way they talk. Him being stupid enough to say, well, aren't the people who are down at the border crossing illegally, aren't they illegal? So, we shouldn't really be helping them? Here's where we start getting into politics. Bro, last night my wife goes and tells me somebody said to her, she just got a new hairdo, and says to her, hey, I just booked your hair. It means I just noticed your hair. Hey, I just booked your new outfit. I just noticed your outfit. Noticed. See, for me, I would take it as I just booked your hair. I love your hair so much that I just booked an appointment with my stylist to get my hair looking just like yours. That's what it sounds like to me, but no, it means I just noticed your hair. I don't know why we're adding more homonyms to an already over homonym and homophoned language of English. I don't know why we're doing that, but whatever. I'm down with a lot of new slang and lingo, but that one's just stupid to me. And as offensive as that may sound, it's not the same as saying, which I've heard also on a political side of the spectrum, that, it's not murder if you kill an illegal because they're illegal. People like that deserve every ass whooping on the face of this planet. Every single one of those ass whoopings. They deserve to know what it's like to have to pick up your... Like, there's an old Somali saying, no one puts their child in the ocean unless, with the sharks, unless the ocean is safer than their home. With all due respect to whatever political spectrum you're on, left, right, center, whatever, if you can't understand that, you are a fucking idiot. If Captain America can't understand that these people aren't all illegals and they still don't deserve to be shot by the Watchmen, Captain America's a fucking idiot. This isn't my Captain America. Bottom line, done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not saying I'm done reading the comic book. I'm saying I'm done just trying to find excuses for why I like this comic. I'm done. Until Coates learns how to write Captain America, he doesn't deserve a damn excuse. He doesn't deserve a damn excuse. And unfortunately, even with Captain America being my favorite character, I can drop off. I've dropped off Captain America before. I will again. This is painful, trying to read this character who isn't Captain America. I don't know who he is. I don't know who this person who's calling himself Steve Rogers is. Maybe this is really the other guy. It might really be the other guy. But this isn't Cap. And this is starting to piss me off. How dare you write Captain America like this? Just, if you don't get it, don't do it. Don't do it. This was an abomination. This is abomination. And make no mistake, man, this is just the way that freaking, like, to me, I just don't see this as being difficult in any way, shape, or form. Not even in the slightest, man. Sorry, like, I grew up a Republican, not a conservative, but more specifically Republican, who was a deep Roman Catholic, who actually chose to read the Bible. Most Catholics, from my understanding, don't read the Bible. And I was never not under the impression in New Jersey, New York, where I lived, that Donald Trump was anything but a Democrat who happened to be racist. Republican and racist didn't mean the same thing back in the day. It just didn't. It did not. Today, apparently, it seems like that's what's taking over the party. This isn't the Republican Party I remember. But I will say, I honestly will say, it doesn't seem that hard to look at this Democratic racist from New York and just see all that's wrong and try and fix it in a proper way. Try and talk about it in a way where Captain America doesn't come off as an idiot. Maybe separate. Maybe jump off of the Captain America comic book, Mr. Cates, and start writing a Daughters of Liberty book. Because you might actually be really good at writing that. But this, you failed miserably on this issue. Epically. I'm like a CH from falling off of this comic book. CH, by the way, is an actual authentic unit of measurement that we use in mechanics. It's called a cunt hair. I'm a cunt hair away from falling off of this comic book. That's how, I already said fuck twice, 3 times now, so whatever. Flag the video. But the point is, this is unacceptable. This is not Captain America. Like, write the Daughters of Liberty, raising up some other character, preferably a new character. But you can school a whole bunch of different characters. This Captain America, of all people, he doesn't know the difference between right and wrong. He doesn't know if the watchdogs are doing something. They're definitely on the wrong side. And anybody who thinks, oh no, Captain America wouldn't do something like that in the first place, well then you're an idiot. Because Captain America's been doing this forever. Have you never read a Captain America comic book before? But this way, doing it this way, where Cap doesn't know what he's doing and he's being told what's right and wrong. Captain America's a first generation born in America immigrant. He's the descendant of immigrants. I'm a 3rd generation. And yet somehow I still understand this better than this version of Captain America. Nobody needs to tell Captain America, the son of of immigrants, that this comic book is just wrong. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I've got a podcast to go to. I'm 3 minutes late. 0 recommendation for this, but I love the art. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.